Welcome back, everyone. This is Ready or Not
Football Edition. I'm Nate the Great.
I'm Chris Stacks, and we've got a bunch of information for you today from this past weekend. This is the Week 5 recap episode.
No, I gotta say, Week 5 was much more exciting than Week 4.
Much better.
Yeah.
The games, my goodness, I actually enjoyed watching them.
Yeah. It was 100% different. It makes you more excited to do the podcast this week than we were last week.
Absolutely. And we gotta kick it off with your favorite game of the week.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're gonna bring the right up.
The Thursday. Well, no, I'm not gonna go that one yet. I'm gonna bring up the Thursday night game.
Oh, Thursday night game. I was complaining from the whole weekend about that game to anyone that would listen. Thursday night game was awful.
If you didn't watch it, my goodness, I was out that night watching the game, and everybody that I was around was like, "What? Why? Can we just turn the game off?"
Yeah. Pretty much. No touchdowns. 12-9. The kickers had a field day. Anyone that had their kickers put up points.
The kickers had a field goal.
There you go. And then, but I mean, Colts and Broncos, I mean, you're not expecting much from them, but you're expecting a bit more than that.
I mean, you look at the rosters, obviously Jonathan Taylor went down, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you look at the rosters between the Colts and the Broncos, there's a lot of good players on both teams. And I know the O-line for both teams honestly kind of suck. And we just found out Russell Wilson supposedly has a torn lat. So that's a big deal, which I'm surprised they're not going to play. But 12-9. And it wasn't even like you remember the Ravens Super Bowl? It wasn't like a good 12-9. It was just like, y'all both suck.
Which I think I mentioned to you the other day. There's actually, I saw a stat about a bet on that one where someone bet $1,000 on no touchdowns and won $101,000. Wish I could have taken that bet.
Should have taken that bet. I gotta look at these props a little bit more often.
Oh yeah,
that's a big deal. Beyond that, obviously we had the New York Giants play the Green Bay Packers, and I'm hoping the gentleman sees this because I talked about this game on Thursday when I was out, and the guy I was sitting with, he bets a lot. He's like, I bet every single game every week. I have for the last 10 years. Okay, he makes money, so he must be doing okay. And he's like, the Giants playing the Packers is a joke. They're gonna get destroyed. And I said, I agree with you to an extent. I said, the one thing I'd be worried about is Saquon. He's like, it's only one guy. I said, but Saquon is not one man.
Yeah.
Saquon has to be
one monster.
You know, part immortal, part God, part something. Because when he feels good, when he's not hurt, he's not one person on the field.
That London air must have been doing him some good.
Oh yeah, it must have been some healing. He must have gone out to the pub or something.
Because that first half, that second half,
yeah,
Packers did nothing.
27-22, more or less on Saquon's back.
And that extra 2 points they gave him for that safety.
Yeah, true. You look at Detroit and New England. A lot of people have been leaning on Goff. A lot of people have been leaning on Amon-Ra St. Brown, on Swift, Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams let me down this week.
And they goosed.
Mm-hmm.
And New England, Brian Zapp, undrafted rookie.
I didn't even know what the quarterback's name was.
Starting as a third string.
That's the third string that can do some work.
29-0.
29-0. I thought it was 29. I thought it was 27.
No, 29-0. I don't even get it. And then this one, I don't know if you want to talk about this or you're going to try and breeze past this one. You're going to try and push past. Because if Christina was able to be here today, we were going to have Christina on the podcast. She wasn't able to make it. Then we tried having Will, and the schedule didn't work out either. So we're gonna figure that out. But Christina and Gary V's Jets, 40 over Miami, over this guy's Dolphins, 40-17.
All right, let's read by that. All right, so Monday Night Football. We got the Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And Raiders coming back at the end there. They almost got it. They scored, down by 1, went for a 2-point conversion with like 46 seconds left on the clock. Missed it. Like, what are you doing? You could have gone into overtime. Then when they did get the ball back, they're going down the field, throw the ball, and Adams and Renfro run into each other.
I understand the concept of, hey, going for a 2-point conversion, you actually have a high percentage supposedly to get it, etc. But on the flip side, when you're down by 1, the mathematical probability there is, let's tie it. They haven't been able to stop Devontae all night.
Mm-hmm. And they just started getting him going. So get the 1 point, go into overtime, Give Adams the ball. Give me a chance to beat Justine.
Yeah, that's the other part you can piss off. And we almost forgot. And I don't like bringing this up as a Cowboys fan, but Eagles stay undefeated.
They do.
And we're cheering for the Birds. Well, it was Birds versus Birds, by the way.
I know. I was saying go Birds, but I was saying Cardinals.
But the Eagles won 20-17. Yes, I agree with you. The kicker from Arizona should have hit that kick. It's not even a question.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what was Kyler doing? Like, bro, come on. You have to. You're an NFL quarterback. There's a reason they say that you have to be the smartest player on the team. You have to understand that if you need 10 yards and your clock is counting down, you can't slide at 9. At that point, you have to almost let yourself get hit.
Yeah.
Because you can't slide before that first down mark.
Get hit, get up, spike the ball.
Yeah. Because
There's
that first
ifs,
down
ands,
would
or
have
buts.
been a completely different game.
Yeah.
Versus 3rd down and 1, but you had to spike it, putting you in the 4th down territory. Like, that's just understanding what's going on.
And then just leaving the Eagles undefeated now.
And then surprisingly, we both let this off the sheet, but the Cowboys won again this week.
It's just not newsworthy.
Cooper Rush is 5-0 as an NFL quarterback. 4-0 this year, 1-0 last year. And now they said that Dak is going to start throwing again, his hand's doing better. So I think we'll still see Cooper for another week or two, but it's kind of a big deal for us Cowboys fans.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking back in Tony Romo days where Dak Prescott did better, so they benched Tony Romo. What if they do the same thing with Dak?
But Cooper's not doing better, he's just winning.
5-0. Did Dak win a game?
4-1.
I think he said 5-0 as a starter.
He's 5-0 as a starter. He won 1 game last year when Dak was out,
gotcha.
and he's won 4 games this year.
Gotcha. Okay, well, but he lost one? What was the 4-1 then? Oh, you're saying Cowboys are 4-1?
Yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah, they lost only a game with Dak.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The game they got hurt. Yeah. Just checking. Now, going on to this week, because I know Nate's over here trying to take shots because he does not want to talk about this week's events. Well, what you want to start off with? What actually happened in the league, or some of the players to either keep your eye on, or some of the players that took over this week, and then some of the players that didn't show up this week?
Let's talk about the players.
The players? Okay. So when you're looking at the players of the week, close that out. Leaders of the week. Obviously in the quarterbacks, Josh Allen showed up, balled out. This is like a normal thing now. Let's just mark it down. Josh Allen, 1 or 2 of the week.
I know. I mean, obviously Allen's great. Bills are doing very well. But I thought the Steelers would hold up a little bit more.
I thought so too, but the rookie did better than any other quarterback in history against this defensive coordinator.
Yep, that's true.
But it still wasn't enough. Patrick Mahomes,
Came back
30.5 points. Yeah, he came back, and they got a big game this week. I'll look it up at the end. They got a big game this week though, and I think it's
upcoming?
Bills.
Oh, against the Bills.
It could be a high-flying affair. So honestly, we're going to do a quick prediction here. Play if you got Kansas City players. Play if you got Bills players, because this week might be killer. Jalen Hurts, 27.7, and then Geno Smith. Geno again in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Christina, your Jets just messed up.
Yep. Dropped them.
Austin Eckler leading the way for the running backs.
Yeah, we got Leonard Fournette, Josh Jacobs, Breece Hall, which I did not like seeing him do well, but he killed it.
That's the Jets again. The Jets, I heard the nickname for him, Breece Lightning, and I like it because this guy is setting the world on fire even as a Jet, which is impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, which we'll talk about again in a second, Gabe Davis, Tyler Lockett coming out, and then Devontae Adams, which actually Tyler Lockett we'll talk about as well. I know Devontae was exciting you, but that overtime could have been a big difference for you for this week.
It could have been another 50-yard touchdown reception. I would have had him in the bag.
Now, 2 of the top scorers of the entire week on the slate.
Tight ends.
They must have been listening to Will. Will, I appreciate it. I'm gonna listen to this more often.
We got Taysom Hill and Travis Kelce, which Kelce caught every touchdown for the Chiefs last night.
And Taysom Hill only had 1 reception, but 3 rushing touchdowns. Ridiculous. Weakest of the week. Do you want to start at number 1 or do you want to start at the bottom?
I don't even know. Most of the weakest of the week were on my team.
Some of them were on the bench though, so at least you were smart at the bench then.
Just one of them.
Oh yeah, true.
So, week's week, Aaron Rodgers, 50.9. So, that was in London. He's doing well, then just didn't show up for the second half.
Yep.
Then we got Lamar Jackson, 15.8, which that's the second week he's done kind of slow. I'm hoping for a turnaround. I'm not looking to trade him still. Then we got Zach Wilson, who took over for Flacco on the Jets.
And my goodness, Christina, your quarterback was terrible, but you guys pulled out the win pretty big. So it's kind of interesting.
You got Brees Hall over here.
Yeah, true, Brees Hall.
Yeah. Then you got Stafford, who I did bench for Wentz, and Wentz actually did better.
Yeah, Wentz did better. Wentz was actually the number 5 quarterback on the week.
Stafford did nothing, 9.3. Aaron Jones, I had him playing 9 points. Zeke, you have Zeke.
I benched him.
You benched him. Oh, okay, 7.8.
That was hard. That hurt my heart. but I had to bench him.
Then Miles Sanders, I played with 7.4. So about half of more than half of the leagues of the week were on my team.
And then you look at the wide receivers, and there were a couple wide receivers, obviously, Davis, Lockett, Adams, that balled out. But honestly, I was going through the wide receivers of the week, and who scored what, and you only had, I probably should have put Jefferson, Kupp, and Diggs on this list as well. Mike Williams, and then obviously Murray Cooper. But really after that, it was like, did y'all forget to come to play this week? Because when you're a top-rated wide receiver, we're not expecting you to score 10 points on the week.
Yeah.
So you had Debo with 10.2.
And some of the people that had top scores are not considered.
Right, Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, like
who just came back from injury.
Which I had him on my bench.
Right.
Was not expecting him to do that.
Was it Dante Brown, I believe is his name, who just came back from injury. He was questionable to play. It was a game-time decision. But you had Tyreek Hill with 9.5, Chris Godwin with 9.5, Jamar Chase.
Davis as well came off.
Gabe Davis as well.
The top.
Playing hurt. They literally said he's going to be more of a decoy. And then, if I remember, he had 2 or 3 passing touchdowns over. One was like 70 yards from Josh Allen.
I think
it was like the play of the week, and just murdered it. He had 6 targets, 3 receptions for 171 yards.
Yards per carry, 57.
Yards per catch.
Per catch, sorry.
With 2 touchdowns. Yeah, that's not normal. It's awesome, but it's not normal. And then lastly, we had both my guys, Michael Pittman with 8.4 and CeeDee Lamb with 7.8. Not great weeks for people to show up, but we'll talk about in a second here who actually had the wins, who had the losses. But the other couple things, we'll talk about this in a second. We'll bring this up in a second. So, best team of the week. You want to announce this or want me to announce this?
Let's announce it together.
Let's announce it together. 1, 2, 3.
Will Rodriguez.
There you go, Will. Team 3 tight ends.
Doing great,
Great
man.
job, 195.86.
Ended up getting the top score of the week.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks
That's a good score.
Kelsey, yeah. I mean, almost 200 points. He wasn't sure if he was going to get it, and Kelsey just kept pumping out touchdowns.
Yep.
So, great job, Will.
Good job, Will. Now, the one downside for the league is Najee's in Paris. I think they were on vacation in Paris while they were supposed to be playing in London.
Well, I mean, Najee was definitely there because he only put up 5 points.
Yeah. Which, if you remember, I'm going to figure out how to do the little short clip from last week and plug it in quick, because I said the number one reason I was worried about his team this week was Najee.
Yes, that's true.
That's Najee. I had it on my notes. So players of the week, we had Josh Allen, which I mentioned for Christina. Good job. Austin Eckler for Tebow. He balled out this week, 34.9 points. Gabe Davis for Will. I wouldn't have played him, so I'm not going to lie. Great job, Will. I would have been nervous as heck to play him.
You got Kelsey also on Will. You got Carlson, his kicker, with 16 points. Will. Defense, Will with 16.
Which funny enough, the Carlson one, that's better than my 2 wide receivers.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to my brother last night. His kickers and defense have been doing that much all year. Yeah. All season. 4 out of 6 of the top players are all Will. No wonder he put up 195 points.
Yeah, good, excellent choices this week. Bench warmers of the week: Christina with Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, obviously you're not starting him over Josh Allen, and I don't remember who your other starting quarterback was. It might have been. I'll figure it out in a second.
I don't remember Christina. Got Chris Mostert on his bench. Picked him up last minute. I was going to, wish I did, but you didn't play him. 19.7 points. Then we got Lockett. Justine had him on the bench. But Lockett's been kind of up and down this year. I don't blame that for that, but
especially against the New Orleans defense.
Yeah.
And then you have Dallas Goedert, which surprisingly Prue even had a chance to get him. That means Will dropped him, which was his keeper.
Mm-hmm.
We got to bring that up quick. But obviously not a bad drop because it was the bench warmer of the week for Prue. Which
But you
honestly
had Kelsey in for 30 points.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got Kelsey, so it's hurting Prue by having him on the bench. You gave him a little bit of a landmine there, but interesting flip around. The keeper being dropped, but we'll talk about that more later. Most efficient manager of the week, Tebow.
Against my brother, but
In a loss, though.
yep, still not
That's
good
when it
enough.
hurts.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was 96% on the week as far as points scored,
Mhm.
and you lose. That's the ones that you're like.
I know it's funny because I was watching his points go up last night because he had Mahomes, but
Yeah.
all of Mahomes' throws went to Kelsey. So,
Which also sucks. Justine, least efficient manager. Justine, this was a rough week. Max points 179, which I believe would have put her second in scoring for the entire league.
mhm.
And she ended up with 134. That's rough. Highest
Still
points
beat
in
me,
a loss. Oh, it's true. Highest points in a loss. Tebow, which we just mentioned, 150 to
Which would have
190
beat almost anyone.
to almost 196.
Yeah. Then we got lowest points in a win. Thank you for letting me bring this one up. Justine over me, 134 to 124.
Winning by 10. Winning by 10.
I mean, 10 is still significant, but I still think Adams could have scored more if they went to overtime.
Oh yeah.
But then we got biggest blowout, 195. My brother against Tebow, 150. We went over
45-point win. 45-point win.
Yeah.
Good job, Will.
almost 46.
Justine, narrowest victory, winning by 10. Overachiever of the week, Will Rodriguez. Oh, what was that? A 45-point increase from his projections. That's just picking the right people and being on point.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. You got the underachiever, Justine, with 134 when she had a projection of 153.
So a 20-point swing there. That's a big swing, and that'll really mess up your week. Team 3 tight ends with a 90% of his total. That's obviously he scored a lot, but when you scored 90% of your total, that means you did some good picks.
He could have had 216 almost points,
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Champ hit 95.9%, but just behind Team Tebow, as we mentioned, with 96%. And then you're looking at Najee's with only 84%, Nate DeGree with just under 87%, Steiger with 86.5%, and Belichick yourself with the best of the worst with 74.9%. Let's continue to up that stuff. Let's continue to pay attention. Let's look at the waiver wire for this week. Nate and I will have waiver wire out on Thursday this week to make sure that we're letting you guys know what we're seeing, what's going on, who picked up what. Looking at the should we start from the bottom 4 or should we start from the top 4?
Start with the bottom 4. You want to start with the bottom or start from here?
We'll start from 5th and go down.
Okay, so bottom 4 right now, we have Najee's in Paris in 5th place.
That's dropping 3 places this week, right? Oh, no, dropping 1 place this week.
What do you mean?
No, he dropped 3 places. Yeah, that's right.
Then Tebow dropped 2 places to get into 6th. Nate the Great holding 7th place strong. And then we got Steiger bringing up the rear.
Steiger, you showed up 1 week and you show up against me, bro. On my birthday.
Which, by the way, I bet on Steiger this week and I lost.
Oh, wait. So hold on. Let's oh, that's $2. That's $2. I can almost buy a candy bar.
But not unless you buy it soon.
True. That's a whole other podcast, though.
Yeah.
But then we look at the top. Coming up the rear as far as qualifying for the playoffs right now is myself, 3-2, moving up 2 places. Belichick yourself holding strong in front of me by 2 points scored.
Right, because
we're the same.
If you guys both went up 2, then she just stayed ahead of you.
Yeah. 3-2 in 3rd. Champ tied as well, but about 100 points ahead of us as far as scoring in 2nd. And then Team 3 tight ends, top on the week, kicking everybody's butt.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 right now and outscoring everybody, even outscoring Champ by 30 points.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. A little bit of actually, we're gonna do the predictions later in the week. Is there anything else you want to touch on from this week before we let the folks go?
No, everything pretty much covers everything.
Yeah. Guys, make sure that you get your waiver wire requests in, get everything set up. That will be tonight. So you got
3
waivers
a.m.
running tomorrow. If you're curious where we're looking, if you look on the weekly report, you can see a lot of the stuff that we just talked about. There was a couple things this week. CMC still went off. His team sucks. Carolina Panthers and I got Blake Bortles in my head for some reason. Who's the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers? From the Browns. Exactly. That's how good he is.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Scarefield. Like,
didn't he go down or got hurt or something?
No, he just sucks. But if you're looking at what happened this week, guys, make sure you're checking the injury news. Tua not ready for football activities. Chris Olave, unfortunately, is in the concussion protocol for me. Robert Tonyan. There was a few people on here that also got hurt. So make sure you're...
Smith, what does that say?
Nope, that was just talking about what he did this week.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you're checking what's going on as far as injuries. Make sure you're staying up to date. Oh, Rashad Penny, unfortunately, Tebow, great pickup, but then he broke his fibula, so he's going to be out for the rest of the season. Yeah. So make sure you're checking who got hurt, who you can look at. That's what we forgot. Almost forgot. Drops of the week.
Drops of the week.
The pickups of the week were great. You know, Nate, you picked up Jacoby, but you didn't play Jacoby, right?
I did not.
Which I don't blame you. Points. You know, with a third string quarterback, I don't blame you. I picked up Gallup, didn't play Gallup because that was more of a long-term look, and so was Raheem. Mm-hmm. I said, they look like they're making a transition, but do I want to play him right now, or do I want to see? And I also picked up Geno. Geno was probably the top pickup of the week for anybody as far as pickups, because I played him over, who did I play him over? I played him over somebody, which was a massive swinging point. Oh, Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush scored 2 points for me. Geno scored 24. That's a 22-point swing. That's a big difference.
Oh yeah.
But nobody else really made any big pickups this week.
Drops. Yep.
Drops. I'm going to talk about one. I'll let you talk about the other one because one affected you.
What are we looking at?
So you're looking at Justine's drop of the week. Drop and pickup. So
I'm blanking on that one. That one's
She
picked up Bridgewater
and played
him. And ended up getting hurt based on this first or second drive.
Yeah.
Out for the rest of the game.
Right.
So that helped me a lot. Unfortunately, not enough, but.
Well, yeah, it didn't help you enough, but that was a big swing for you. And, you know, Justine, that's a rough blow, but obviously, you know, that's our job. We got to bring that up. Bridgewater out, scoring 0 points. So how the hell did you lose? And she scored 0 points at quarterback, bro, in a 2-quarterback league.
Did you not see how the weakest of the week were on my team?
That's true. She had Tyreek. He didn't do great.
Well,
she had Brandon Cooks, didn't do great.
And Cooper Kupp.
Oh, and Damian Harris is out. So that's going to be a big move for Ramondre. So I think, Will, you're welcome because I had to drop Ramondre to be able to have Raheem on my team and keep Montgomery when Montgomery came off injured reserve. So that could be that could be another swing for Will. The other one, though, this one, I kind of chuckled when I saw this, but I said, do I really drop my defense to go after this? And I should have, now that I look at it. So it was stupid on my part, but I said, do I drop the Packers playing the Giants? And everybody keeps saying the Giants are going to get destroyed. Mm-hmm. Well, I should have dropped them and not listened to 95% of people. But Prue, you dropped the Cowboys for the Vikings. So if we look at defensive scoring for the week, and it's funny that we're talking about defenses, but obviously your brother's proven you play the right defense, that can be a massive game changer for you. Champ does it all the time. So the Vikings scored 6 points this week in a 29-22 win over Chicago, which Justin Fields scored some points on them.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys,
top scoring defense
with
25 points.
That's I'm not a mathematician here, but I believe that's a 19-point swing.
Yep.
Still would have lost, but 19 points on top, that's 136. That's a much more respectable week, right?
Oh yeah.
So, Prue, I was trying to leave this one off there, but I was like, hold on, that's a big drop.
Yeah.
And when you did it, I think I even said something to you because I was like, he just dropped the Cowboys for the Vikings.
I should have picked up the Cowboys.
You should have. Yeah. But that's a big swing. I had to bring that up. We went through everybody who was dropped, everybody was picked up. There was a lot of things that weren't crazy. You know, Jeff Wilson for Nate. Nate picked up Samuels. Like I said, Will picking up Ramondre Stevenson last week could be a huge game changer this week because if Damian Harris is out, that means he's the 3-down back. Mm-hmm. And I know they suck, but he's a 3-down back, and there's not a lot of 3-down backs in the league right now.
Yeah.
Tebow picked up Penny, which could have been great, but unfortunately he got hurt. So there wasn't a lot of signings of the week. There wasn't a lot of things to get excited about. But those two right there with Teddy Bridgewater being picked up and then concussed and scoring 0 points on the week, and then the Cowboys for the or the Vikings for the Cowboys. That one I had to bring up.
Yeah.
But sick week, guys. Let's have some more sick football moving forward. Let's see what we can do as far as trades. Let's see what we can do as far as acquisitions this week. Like I said, check who's injured, check who's on the waiver wire.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a massive week as far as, honestly, transition changes. You got Steiger in last place. You got you in second to last.
And plus, remember, buys start this week.
Oh, buys start, so make sure you're checking your buys. But this is the time where you're like, oh, I'm only 1-4. Yeah, but 1-4, and then the person you're playing against has the wrong people on buy, and they had somebody get hurt or something of that nature. That's where all of a sudden you look at your team, you're like, oh shit, I just went on a 4-0 run, and now I'm, what does that mean, 5-4.
Yeah,
And
season's not over
and
yet.
you could be 4th or 5th in the league at week 9. That's a massive difference. So make sure you're checking your stuff. Make sure you're staying on top of it. Excited to be part of this league. Love coming to you guys twice a week. We will see you on Thursday to prep for week 6.
Week 6, yep.
All right.
Season's going by way too fast.
Way too fast.
Yeah.
But we will see you guys on Thursday.